Hi, Equals. It's Kim. I'm again at my foliage background for today. And I've been kind of encouraged to talk a little bit more about just stuff in my life. And one of the things I wanted to talk today about is flexibility in thinking. So I'm going to use a personal story, something that happened to me this week. And this is not particularly LGBT content, but it is relevant to that. So I often come into a client's space, and I use a desk in their space when I'm doing work for that particular client. It involves files and all of that kind of stuff, so I kind of have to be there. And anyway, I use that space on occasion for calls in the early morning. There's nobody around, and I can have some privacy. So I come in early. This would have been before 8 a.m. last week for an 8 a.m. call. And I come in early enough to get myself settled, to get my computer plugged in and all of this kind of stuff. Well, I know that the door to that office shuts pretty easily. And so I've got this relative pattern of as soon as I unlock that door, I reach around the other side to unlock the door so that if it does shut, it's okay. Well, anyway, this day I had my arms loaded down with stuff, and I went to put them down, and one of the things I had in my hands was my lunch, so I turned around, walked out of the office to put my lunch in the refrigerator, and guess what happened? Door closed. And so in that office, behind a locked door, was my phone, my keys, my computer. Now, this particular client doesn't have landlines, so there are no phones anywhere in the office space. There is a copier scanner, and there is a computer that is hooked up to that copier scanner. So anyway, I spent some time searching see if anybody left keys laying around. There used to be a locked box with a key in it. I doubt it would have opened my office door, but it wasn't around either. And so I'm thinking, how do I get in my office? Yes, I tried the paperclip and the credit card thing, and none of that worked. I am not skilled in how to pick a lock. Any police officers out there? Yeah, don't come looking for me if that's the kind of crime that happened. I don't know how to do it. So I'm looking out the window thinking, okay, I could go use somebody's phone. But of course, in this day and age, because my phone stores the number of the person I needed to call, I didn't know their phone number. I don't have it memorized. I don't even have their email address memorized. So I was like, ugh. Going out there and calling somebody isn't, and finding a phone isn't going to help me very much with the call that I have at 8 a.m. I can't notify them of my predicament. But then I thought about the scanner on that copier. And so this was partially successful. I hand wrote a note, because there was pen and paper. Hand wrote a note, one to the person I was calling at 8, and then one to my clients, and put it on the scanner and scanned it to them. Well, my clients' email addresses are in an address book in the copier. So I just pushed their names, and it adds them to that, and the note went, and they all thought it was very funny that I had logged myself out and that I'm using the scanner to notify them. They got the message. Now, the one I tried to send the person I was calling at 8, remember, I don't know their email address. We don't memorize these things anymore. We just, start entering their name in our computer, and it pops up, and that's it. I had some idea what it might be, so I'm trying a couple of different things. I never got it right. They never got the word that I was struggling and didn't have anything. So I'd sent all of this. I didn't know that the scans hadn't gone to the person I had a call with at 8 a.m. And then I'm looking at that computer. Remember I said there's a computer hooked up to the scanner. So I'm like, yes, I can sign into my email address and send them an email. So I go in there and I go to my Google email address, and it's a 2-step authentication security, which means it's going to send a number to my phone, which is in that locked office, that I need to enter in order to be able to access my email. It was just a frustrating morning. And then at that point, I gave up. I was like, I don't know what else to do here. So I read a book. until somebody showed up about an hour and a half later who happened to have a key, and they were able to let me into the office. I hadn't actually thought of them. I could have sent the scan to them. This was another contractor like myself. I didn't think about the fact that they might have a key. So it's like, we try things, we do the best we can, and then we realize later that there were other options that we could have tried that we didn't. And we can have two responses to that. Because I also realized there was somebody else I do have a phone number memorized from, who I could have called if I could have found an open business out here before 8 a.m., who I could have called, who would have been able to tell me the phone number of the person I needed to reach for my 8 a.m. meeting. But I didn't think about that until later either. What's the lesson here? Is that we do our best. And this could be around LGBT issues or language or pronoun usage or using the correct name for a transgender person or, accidentally using lifestyle in a sentence referring to LGBT people or preference. These words that are no longer really acceptable. And we could mess it up, and we could think and think and think, and we still don't come up with, the right answer to get us out of a situation. And we try our best. And then maybe later we learn or we remember or something like, oh man, I could have done it X, Y, Z. We have two choices. We can beat ourselves up and maybe somebody else would say, oh, you were stupid, or you should have known, or you should have thought, and we can go, yeah, maybe I could have done a better job. But we don't need to listen to those critics, and we don't need to listen to the inner critic in here. We did our best at the moment. We learned later that there were other options, and the next time we'll do better. The next time, there is no amount of stuff I'm going to have in my hands that's going to stop me from unlocking the door to that office, the very first thing. Don't know whether this was interesting. It's a bit different for me. But if you liked this and you like LGBT content, especially as it relates to helping straight folks feel more comfortable talking about it, then please hit the red subscribe button, hit the little red bell, or make the bell turn red by hitting it, so that you get notified every time I put up a new video. And I hope you have a great day, equals. Bye.